Here we are, the notorious Blue Park, Edenwald. Let everybody know this is where I grew up at. 1183, second floor, apartment 2B. I used to be out here hustling on the benches and all that. I used to be in front of this building, 1154. Diagonal, that's 1132. I used to be in front of that building. I also used to be in front of 1160. You know, we used to be hanging out here, doing our thing. I'd stand on the fence every once in a while. Post it up like, alright. And just be out here, eating more all day. Edenwald was alright when I was coming up. I guess like in early 80s. You know, we doing the typical neighborhood stuff, playing tag, round up, kick the can, hot peas and butter, red light, green light, all the typical childhood games. You know, all the parents in the neighborhood, they were, you know, kind of looking out for us like secondary parents when we wasn't in our parents' presence. So it was cool. I met a lot of friends. The neighborhood seemed to, you know, be safe, and I think it was a dope environment for me growing up in Edenwald. I believe my sister Crystal, may she rest in peace, she gave me the name Inch. It was originally Inchworm, and I think when maybe I turned around 11 or 12, I took off the suffix and I just kept Inch. But I had I used to ride this little Inchworm toy that my mom's bought me, and I think I rode it. I took it everywhere we went. I was on top of that bike, you know, just bringing it into the store, bringing it to the park, neighbor's house, or wherever. So my sister started calling me Inchworm, and the name just pretty much stuck after that. I lived in this building right here, 1183, second floor, apartment 2B. We'll bring y'all inside, show y'all what it's about. Lived up on the second floor. Sometimes I would stand right here in the hallway, you know, push whatever product it was that I had. I'd look out for the police. I don't see nobody coming. When I did serve a fiend, have him come in the building, stand right here, and I'll go upstairs and get the stash. I'm gonna show you where I stash my stuff at. So here we are in 1183 on the second floor. I lived in apartment 2B. That's right there. That's where I grew up at. I would come out the crib, stash my drugs right up here sometime. Then I would make my way down to the window, stare out, see if I see any police. I would look up the steps, make sure all was good. Look down the steps. I was usually packing or something anyway, so I was good. And I would make my way outside. So there we have it, people. This is where I grew up at. 1183 East 226 Drive. Blue Park, South Side. This pretty much set the foundation of who I am today. From Lil Inch from Edenwald, South Side, to now, Mr. 848. Where's that? We got Twin out here, Nitty, 25, Mick. Everybody from the Blue Park.
Big generation, boy.
26 Drive.
A lot of history here, man. A lot of history.
Just tore this drive up, boy.
We done survived a lot out here. We're still here to talk about it.
Definitely 3 different generations, man. You the last generation, right?
That's a fact. That's a fact. It's still here, man.
And we still together. That's the ill part about it. You know what I mean? Some real blue punk shit.
For Twin and Mick, they from that building right there, so they right here. We all family. Right up in that building. So we right across from each other for real, because I'm here. Twin and Mick is over here, but I used to fuck with their older brother, Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? I used to see them all the time. They was, you know, like I said, they was family. And then Nitty, he used to stay with me up in the crib right here.
That's a fact.
2-5 was across the street right there.
1155, baby.
Nick was upstairs from you. Yeah, that's a fact. And the
Third floor after you left.
yeah, after you left.
Okay, yeah, so.
Niggas used to bang on the pipes and all that. So
I forgot about that. So we here, 226 Drive.
School,
Edenwald. Holla.
it's a lot to say about growing up in Edenwald. Like, you learn a lot, you did a lot. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't want to say too much, but
Man, I remember so much shit going on from the drug game to the, you know what I mean, to the lot of shit happening out in the hood though. A lot of shit, typical everyday hood shit. So I'm saying that you see niggas get knocked, niggas get money, typical, you know, just the game stays the same, but the faces don't. You know what I mean?
my era was like, we really was starting to, you know, make it be something, my nigga. It was like 9'5", 9'6", 9'7", 9'8". Me, Nitty, Let, Prick. You know, it was a couple of us, my nigga. Crazy Larry and all that, J Money and all that. It was a couple of us. We just did a lot of things that, as adolescents, did in a typical Bronx thing. You know what I mean?
Caught my first bid. I caught a lot of cases. You know, I'm doing a lot of dumb shit. Caught my first bid, like 04, so I'm saying, for a tip. Tearing up this driveway and all that, though, doing what I was doing what I thought was the right thing to do, you know what I'm saying? But definitely did catch a couple of cases up in here.
Nah, I ain't never catch no cases out here, man. When I was coming up, I was getting in so much shit. You know, the fam shit me out. Niggas got me up out of here, man. Sent me to PA. That shit wasn't no better, my nigga. You know, but I'm always in the hood, like I always come back, you know what I'm saying? I always was one of them niggas that's always welcome, you know what I mean? Yeah, I caught cases out here, but it was all drug cases. But I ain't do no bids behind them. I seen the Allen once behind that, but other than that, nah, no long bids.
So I was hearing a lot of good things, so I was definitely hearing a lot of good things, you know what I mean? He was getting to that bag, he was definitely about his business, you know what I mean? Like, he was a standout dude, though, for the most part. Like, Inch was so popular, being the fact that I was his nephew. I remember one time, somebody said, yo, are you really his nephew, or is you lying? That's how popular the nigga was, like. And just the fact that he had this status that was crazy, it made me want to get that same exact status type shit. I grew up with Nitty, which is Inch's nephew and shit, and Inch used to run my older brother Kool-Aid and all that, so, you know, I knew him, you know what I'm saying? Just come out, see him with they used to have the dirt bikes and all that, riding up and down and all that, you know what I mean? So, you know, I used to know who he was. I used to talk to him, chop it up with him and all that, throw bottles at him and all that. They used to chase us, beat the shit out of him. Before I actually met him, when I was doing my bid, I was saying, you know, he started to write books. He was, you know, on that righteous path. So I knew he wasn't gonna be the same person standing in front of me. That I definitely knew, though. Not at all, though. Funny dude, though, by the way. I ain't gonna front, man. I used to go in this nigga room while this nigga was going and all that. This nigga used to have his little fucking, what you call them shits, the little fronts and all that. Put them shits in my mouth, no homo. I found the hammer stash and all that up there in front of the mirror, like, yo, what up? Oh, I'm Lil Inch. That's how crazy it was.
Yeah, my relationship to Inch, that's my little brother.
My name is Aretha Riri Brown Harrison McMillan. I am one of the first cousins of Antoine.
I'm Danita, and I'm Antoine's oldest sister.
Hello, my name is Melissa Antoinette Thomas Grant. I am professionally known as Mel Soultree. I am Antoine's big sister. He is the only sibling that is younger than I am. We come from a family of 6. He is the 6th child and I'm the 5th child. My name is Melissa Antoinette, hence that's where the name Antoine comes from. That's my story and I'm sticking to it.
One thing I can say about Inch, growing up in Edenwald Projects, he was a good kid when he was a child. He used to play in a park called the Blue Park. It had a swing that was made out of a tire. He stayed on that swing all day. And in the summertime, he'd go to the big park and go swimming and just have his little fun, go back home and chill.
Antoine is definitely the baby brother. I mean, and he milks that role to a hilt. I mean, to the point where he's very funny. He'll try to get under your skin if you let him. He throws a tantrum when he can't get his way. He does that with us. He doesn't do that with everybody else. Otherwise, he just bogart his way. And honestly, we do let him get his way. He is the baby of the family, and we just love him, you know.
I think I was probably 11, maybe 12. Started playing hooky in grade school. There was a department store, what we call Over the Bridge in Pelham Manor. It was called Caldor. And some of the dudes I used to play hooky with, we would go over to Caldor and we would kind of, start stealing stuff out of there. Candy, cigarettes, videotapes, all kind of stuff. That was like the hangout, one of the hangouts. We also used to hang out at Whitestone Movie Theater, take the 6 train down there and sneak into the movies through the back door, watch a few movies throughout the day, then head back home around the time school was out.
I know that when Antoine became a teenager, because he had it rough, he took to the streets. But the thing about it is that he never was a flamboyant person that way. He never displayed any kind of disrespect to us or to my mom or my dad, anybody, my brothers. He was always respectful to me and to my siblings and to my parents. He always held himself as a respectful person. You would never know that he took to the streets the way he did. And, when we found out, we were pretty shocked because we didn't suspect that at all. He didn't display that type of mannerism, that type of street thugism, to us. Now, I'm not saying that's not what he was and what he did in the street, but with us, he was very respectful, held himself with a lot of respect. He spoke eloquently. He was always a respectful person, and I appreciated that a whole lot about him and his siblings. They were all very respectful family members, and still are to this day. Antoine is Inch has always been respectful. I love him.
I was introduced to the drug game through my older sister, Crystal. Again, may she rest in peace. Everybody knew her as Little Bit. So she was kind of in the streets doing her thing, getting high, I guess hustling to support her habit. And, sometimes people would kind of disappear, people who were using drugs. So she would disappear sometime, and we referred to it as going on a mission. I think it was around 86, 87. She had disappeared for a while. I'm going to say 87. She had disappeared for a while, and we didn't know where she was, if she was all right, if she was alive. And my sister was always a little tiny, petite young lady. And this particular time when she came back, she had put on some weight. And it wasn't like a fat type of weight. It was kind of like maybe she went to jail or something and did a bid. At least that's how she looked. But when she reappeared, she had on Patrick Ewing suit, Patrick Ewing Adidas, which was big at that time, especially for somebody who was in the street getting high. And she had all this jewelry on, gold chains, bracelets, rings. Like, she was up. We knew she was doing something, we just had no idea what it was. And she brought us some money for the house. It was kind of rough. Mom Dukes was struggling. She was a single parent. So Crystal came and she put a knot of money on the table, on the kitchen table, and said, "Here, Mom, put some food in the refrigerator." So I was amazed because I hadn't ever seen that much money in cash at one time. I'm like, "Yo, Crystal, where do you get that money from?" So she was saying that she was dealing with somebody who was selling drugs, and that's where she got the money from, because she was selling drugs as well. So I was like, "All right, why don't you, show me what's going on?" So she was like, "Come by the crib one day, and I'll show you." Maybe a couple of days passed. My sister called the house. "What's up? You coming or what?" Fuck it, I'll go through. So, maneuver my way through everybody, went up to the crib where she was at. That was around the time Scarface was out. And I remember she had the Scarface movie playing on the VHS. And that was like one of the first times seeing a VHS recorder. And I was bugging like, man, they got the movies up in here, they got the VHS. They had like 2 of them. I guess they had 2 because people used to tape movies onto blanks. And I was just amazed that they had 1 for 1, but they had 2. So I was like, damn, it must be rich up in here. So when she opened one of the video cassette cases, I seen a bunch of little vials in there. I'm like, what's this? I had no idea. I didn't know if it was perfume, candy, or what it was. I'm like, what's this? So she was like, this is crack.
This is it. The drug so powerful it will empty the money from your pockets, make you sell the watch off your wrist, the clothes off your back.
She pulled out a mirror from under the bed, and it had something that appeared to be like yellow, like dark yellow chalk or something, or like a candle. It looked like a flat piece of candle was on the mirror, and she had a razor, and she started chopping it up into little squares. And those little squares, she would in turn put them inside the bottle, then put a top on it. And I'm like, so you put that crack inside the bottle, and then y'all sell it? She said, yes. I said, for how much? She said, $5. So I'm like, cool. And she was like, well, you get some opportunity sometime, won't you come by and, help us bag up? I was like, bet. So I come by the next day, 'cause I'm thirsty. I didn't even take that. I didn't wait too long. Came back the next day. She's showing me how to chop it up. And she said, for every 28 grams that you bottle up for us, we'll give you $50. $50? That's it? I mean, like, not that's it, but you give me that much money to bag up this little bit of grams into these bottles. Hit me off. Give me an ounce. I'm going to do that shit right now. It might have been like 6 p.m. Around 10 p.m., my hands was numb. It was crazy. I was just finishing up bagging up that ounce. It looked simple, but that shit was a little difficult because I had to make sure I was bagging up the right amount. I couldn't put too much in the bottle, too little. So sometimes I'll catch myself looking at it. I realized I got to put some more in there, or I had to dump some out. So that was like my first introduction into learning how to, package drugs. After doing that for a while, my sister was like, why don't you sell some of this yourself?
Today, there's a new epidemic. Smokable cocaine, otherwise known as crack. It is an explosively destructive and often lethal substance which is crushing its users. It is an uncontrolled fire.
I remember bagging up $180, kind of like double, exactly double from what I paid for it. By the time taking shorts and giving people, credit, or giving them an extra one when they buy in abundance, I ended up with $140. Whatever coats or jackets was out at that time, I remember wanting one. I think it was called a rooftop. It was kind of like denim looking. It had like an acid wash look to it. And I remember going, not to Simpson Street, but to Freeman, because Freeman Street had all the coats. But on Freeman Street, I saw the jacket that I wanted. They wanted $130 for it. Damn, I got $140. They wanted $130. Fuck it, give me the jacket. So I bought the jacket, came back uptown. I'm stunting with it now. I'm out there chilling. I go back to my sister, yo, let me bag up some. I need some more money. So she's like, where's the money you made from your last re-up? I really didn't know what re-up meant. I said, what you mean? She said, the 4.5 grams. Where's that money? I showed her the jacket. I said, the money's right here. That's why I came back to you to bag up some more stuff. She like, nah, it don't work like that. I'm gonna give you another 4.5 grams. You're gonna sell that, and every time you finish, you're gonna re-up. Re-up means bring me back $90, buy 4.5 grams more, and then rebag that up and resell it. You're gonna keep doing that over and over. I was like, all right, you're right.
He was always gentle and respectful to me as a big sister. I never imagined that he could even endure some of the stuff he's endured, or that he's seen some of the stuff that he's seen, or that he's learned so much from my sister.
So got 4.5 grams from her. I bought it after bagging up 2 more ounces. And from there, I just kept, I would purchase more and more. Like I didn't just keep going to get 4.5 grams. Everything that I made, minus maybe a few dollars, I would spend everything until I got to the point where I was probably spending like $1,000. $1,000 would probably get me 100 grams or something.
Yeah, when I first realized my little brother Inch was becoming a real gangster / drug dealer, when I knew he learned how to save his money and start buying weight. Meanwhile, I'm back on the Ave, still selling coke, tricking, buying fucking new clothes every day, not saving my shit, then had to turn around and go to him for some shit on consignment.
She was pretty much my introduction into the drug game. From bagging up, to her selling me 4.5 grams, to her telling me I could kind of use their name tag or their drugs or their name to kind of give me some credibility. I took that and I ran with it.